Hello there. Merry Christmas. How's it been? Okay, y'all. Anyway, that song is like, oh my God, when I say hello there, that's it. It's so good to talk to you again. Okay, y'all. So this is what's going on in this episode. It's all about the abuse and the laws that the abuse that occurred from kidnap and the laws. And I'm going to go from when I was kidnapped at 4 or 5, which is 1983 or 1984, and then into all the way up until I was 17 and went to college, because like it's so important, because some people, like people in Centerville, they had the devices. Centerville, Illinois, um, they had the devices. I was in Centerville, Illinois at some point, but I wasn't abused in Centerville, Illinois. Um, so yeah, I was there in Centerville, Illinois, but yeah, so it was like I think people from Centerville, Illinois. So let's talk about the definition. So the first definition is kidnap. So let me get to that one. Where is it? It's been a long, long time. Okay, kidnapping is the unlawful act of seizing, confining, or carrying away a person against their will. Kidnapping can involve force, threats, or deception, and that is the truth. So I was forced to be with Marvin King. Okay, I was threatened when I got to the house because the women would like try to beat me. And then deception is like they actually were not our family. They were actually like people that were not our family. Like it's like they were lookalikes or whatever. For whatever reason, I do not know. Federal law, kidnapping is a federal crime under 18 U.S. Code 1201. Kidnapping can include holding someone for ransom or reward. That's what they thought, that they would be getting property or money or something for us. Kidnapping can be charged if the victim was transported across state lines and not released for at least 24 hours. So the first night that they brought me back to Missouri, I was like, that was it. And then they actually took me to Canada. So they took me Canada, California, back to Illinois. So I mean, they drove me around for real. Centerville, Illinois, different cities or whatever. The penalties for federal kidnapping can include jail time, fines, restitution, and parole or probation. And then California laws, because I was in California, kidnapping is defined in California Penal Code 207A. To convict someone of kidnapping under this code, a prosecution must prove that the accused used force or instilled fear, which that's not something they did. Move the person a substantial distance, that's something that they did. So they brought me from Canada to California, or from Illinois and Missouri to California. The person did not consent to move. The movement, it wasn't that I didn't consent, it was like I actually thought they were my family. The accused did not believe the person consented to the movement, so I couldn't have consented. Kidnapping can lead to other charges such as assault, battery, rape, homicide, or robbery. So let's look at assault. So assault is a crime that involves intentionally causing or attempting to cause physical harm to another person. It can also include threatening a person. So you'll see that in my story, like the fraternities, they started to want to abuse me the whole time, like wanted to like hurt me. But also throughout this, because the people can cover themselves up, it's like my sisters, my supposed sisters, were their hands were slammed in the door. The person always hurt their hands, like they'll have them place their hands on top of hot stoves. They'll slam their hands in the car doors. They'll always like try to slam the screen door on the back of our leg or whatever, like just stuff. And people in comedy actually make jokes about it. One guy, he thought I was a midget, and he came to the school to like do the jokes at the school, and he was using a device. And it's like, well, dude, I wasn't a midget. I was not a midget at all. I was a little girl. So that's it. So Elements of the assault: the defendant intentionally acts. The defendant intends to cause the victim to fear imminent harm. The defendant's act causes the victim to reasonably fear harm. So what it is like you don't feel our fear because they use the device or whatever. They'll try to take our feelings away. But the one thing that I keep telling them about is like how the woman was doing my hair. She was like pressing my hair, and I got a sword. She gave me a press my hair, and then she gave me a just for me perm, and a sword would always come at the top of my head, and she would just burn the sword. So they ended up burning Michael Jackson's curl. Types of assault: first degree assault, knowingly causing serious physical harm or attempting to kill someone. They always state that they want to kill me, that they want to hurt me or whatever. I don't know if the person thought they were talking to me, but they actually committed the acts on somebody else. But it'll be like always something where they want me to feel like they are going to hurt me. And they say it. So second degree assault: using a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument or recklessly causing serious physical injury. Like I said, somebody kept using a needle to like make me fall asleep and pushing it into my back, just pushing it into my back. That's something else that's wrong. Third degree assault: negligently causing injury. And then fourth degree assault: acts perceived as provocative or offensive. And that's what it is, because they think that I'm a sex doll at that age, and from then on, they just thought I was a sex doll, y'all. They actually were trying to come after me as if I were a sex doll, and I had no clue. I mean, they just keep giving clues. They had a Russian girl come to the school. Then they had my son asking me about dolls or whatever. So it's like every time I'm just like, what are they talking about? It's like, we are not sex dolls. It's just something they used to do after the war to like make people feel better. And it turned into it. They got a good amount of money for it. Assault versus battery. Assault is different from battery, which is when someone intentionally strikes another person. However, some states have expanded the definition of assault to include physical contact that would have previously been considered battery. Fighting can lead to an assault charge even if both people agree to fight. Okay, next it causes assault, and then it causes battery. Battery is the unlawful use of force on another person, causing injury or offensive contact. Is criminal offense that's different from assault, which is the threat of harm. And that's it. So when they come and just like threaten you, that's battery. And then try to hurt you, which is scary because these people, like the guy that just committed battery on me at the job, he just kept he came and his intention was to fight me. So it was like, okay, but what for? You see what I'm saying? Like, why would you fight her? So I'm sorry, I didn't put this on her. So it's like, why would you actually fight her? So that was what it was. It's like, why would this be a situation? So he actually came to the job to want to fight me. So he picked a fight with me at the bus stop, and we ended up fighting. So that's battery. So he needs to go to jail. So battery can involve touching someone without their consent. Battery can also involve the use of a substance to cause harm, like the person that pierced me in my back at Aldi's in December. Battery doesn't require the victim to have a serious injury. Battery can be intentional or reckless. So those are two things I haven't put down. So 2024. So 12/20/24, pick pinned in back. That's battery. And then 11/20/24, bus stop fight. The defendant aggravated battery is battery that involves an aggravating circumstance, such as using a deadly weapon or intended to cause serious harm, and that's what it is. He just kept trying to like egg me on, like it was like, I'm not about to hold your bag. You would if you're gonna take the seat, then you're gonna hold my fucking bag. I'm not about to hold your bag. So he thought I was Marla Clemens, and so it's like Marla Clemens wanted her boyfriend to hold her bag. Now Marla is I'm in the building. So Marla is able to record her conversations because I'm in the building. So she wants him to hold her purse. They think I want my man to hold my purse. I'm not into that type of stuff. So they came and they wanted to start a fight with me so they can do stuff for Instagram. So what they get from this is this dude, he's like, I'm practicing holding my girl's purse just in case. Getting out of the car, holding my girl's purse and pretending it's not mine. You don't have to hold your girl's purse. I think that was insulting to her boyfriend. So that's what it was. Marla, that was Marla Clemens. It's not me. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I carry big bags. If my man got to hold something, it's gonna be a backpack. It's not a purse. And so that's what it is. It's like they hear this stuff and then they think, oh, I'm going to go after her. For what? Because I wasn't the person that did that. That was Marla. It was never me. Marla killed her baby. That was not me. That was Marla. Aggravated battery is typically punished more severely than battery. And that's what it needs to be because they keep listening to these conversations and then pretending that I'm these people. Defenses to battery. The defendant can prove they had the victim's consent. Defense, okay. Oh, they did not have my consent at all to record me or anything. At that time, y'all, I didn't even know that was happening. The defendant can prove they acted in self-defense or in defense of others. I never bothered this girl a day of my life. She had been stalking me because maybe I think she stole a picture of me from Lil Wayne or Drake. So that was it. Battery and assault. Battery and assault are often charged together because assault is the threat of harm and battery is the act of causing harm. So battery and assault, they are together. The severity of a battery is determined by local law. So the situation with Marla happened in Texas. It was recorded in Texas. And then they went back over in Missouri and Illinois. Okay, so then the next one was rape, right? Battery, rape. Okay, so let's look at the definition of rape. Oh God, I'm not sharing the screen now, but I'll still be able to read it. Okay, there we go. So the definition of rape. Rape is a crime of sexual intercourse without consent. The definition of rape varies state by state, but generally it requires some form of sexual penetration. When I was raped the first time on campus, I was sexually penetrated. There's also other rapes that I could like account for, which is statutory rape. I'm not going to go into but I'm going to bring it up as a 17-year-old. Statutory rape, because that's like under 17. I think the person is like 5 years older than the person or whatever. So I was raped on campus. I was in my 20s, so it's like, but the person threatened to rape me when I was 17. He tried to solicit me when I was 17 inside my own home. I actually told Hope, Clark, Radiance, Pierce, Antoinette, Guthrie, Brenda, and Brandy that they shouldn't let them into the house because I did not like them. I didn't want them there, right? But I was 17 years old. So I moved onto the campus, I think, early August, and my birthday was August 30th. And actually now, my birthday is actually October 24th. So that's good because I did not turn 18 until October 24th of 1996. So the evidence of Sandy being my mother and Dennis being my father, it really helped me because I really did want to press charges against Hope, Radiance, Anthony, Brenda, and Brandy because they still stalk me now. Also, and Tempe Harmon. So Tempe Harmon is a big part of this too. So I did not turn 18 until October 24th, 1996. It was also another alpha there named Mark who was like trying to set me up for stuff too. Like he started to set me up for everything. He stole my mail and everything. So he was like a person that was like actually watching me on the campus. And I think Childish Gambino is able to like maybe tell you guys about that part because somebody was watching me and Childish Gambino knew about it. So let me go over the rape. So consent is invalid if it's obtained through force, threats, or coercion. Consent is invalid if victim is incapacitated, intoxicated, or under age of consent. So I was raped also as a child. Okay. Examples of rape: forcing someone to penetrate bodily orifice, taking advantage of someone who is unconscious, or impersonating someone to have sex with them. That was done by Brandon Clark, and that was recent. So that was done, and it was done by Brandon Clark and a gay girl. So the gay girl was in 2015, and Brandon Clark was maybe 2018 or 2019. And I think it was like a UPS person, like some type of UPS driver, something like that. That was 2015 as well. They'll use the device. They'll impersonate somebody, use the device, and Brandon does it all the time. He'll always like try to get close to me and act like he's gonna talk to me or something. And and it'll be like, okay, well, I'm nice to him, but I don't want to be. So that's it. Statutory rape: engaging in sexual activity with someone under the age of consent, even if both parties agree, can be charged as statutory rape. So, like I said, as a young child, when they were holding me hostage, somebody was molesting me, and we'll get into details of that. But that was it. So that's actually called statutory rape. I think also Joel McCombs was a statutory rapist because, like I said, I did not turn 18 until October 24th, 1996. And like the Sigmas, Phi Beta Sigmas that were on campus, the Zeta Phi Betas, and the AKAs. Rape is typically criminalized at the state level when it's left to the states to enforce. So when I was in a rape situations, I was raped in every state except for that I was in. I was raped in Missouri, Illinois, and Texas. And somebody he thought that he was gonna rape me in it's like in Kansas. So I'm just gonna look at the two laws, um which is Illinois, and we're going to look at Illinois and Missouri. So this first one I think is Illinois. No, this is Missouri. Okay. And this is for molestation. Child molestation, first degree penalties. A person commits the offense of child molestation in the first degree if he or she subjects another person who is less than 14 years of age to sexual contact. An offense in it is an aggravated sexual offense. The offense of child molestation in the first degree is a class A felony, and if victim is a child less than 12 years of age, the person shall serve his or her term of imprisonment without eligibility for probation, parole, or conditional release. So that's Missouri. And then, did I stop sharing? Oh my God, I stopped sharing. Okay, let me keep sharing. I closed the screen for that one, but here is the one for Illinois. A person commits criminal sexual abuse if that person commits an act of sexual penetration or sexual conduct with the victim who is at least 13 years of age but under 17 years of age, and the person is less than 5 years older than the victim. Um, so Charles was trying to have sex with me, and he couldn't have sex with me because, like I said, he was trying to use the device to act like he was my cousin, and my cousin never slept with me. So he was like trying to get mad at me about the situation, but he really was trying to force himself into having sex with me. Me and Kunta never had sex, and we like the same age. Like we didn't have sex for like a year and a half or something like that, or maybe half a year before. I mean, when we were together, so we slept in the same bed together, but we didn't have sex together. Also, you got to think about when they try to set it up for me to be raped and all those different things too. Those things are like, it's just like, this is too far. Like, it's too far, y'all. Okay, next is homicide. Is it still sharing? I think it stopped sharing. Okay, let's look at homicide. Homicide is the act of killing one. Let me see. Let me go ahead and copy it. Okay, so homicide is the act is the killing of one person by another and can be a criminal or non-criminal act. So the people that I know about that were killed were Sadie Thomas, Ozell Shields, Johnny Shields, June. I don't know her last name, but I'm just gonna say Johnson because all her kids are Johnson. June Johnson. Who else was murdered? Michael Jackson, the OJs, OJ Simpson, Robert Kardashian, who was it? Anna Nicole Smith, and Michael Jordan's father. And who else? Oh, Whitney Houston, Whitney and Bobby Houston, Gary Shandling. And that's it. And the evidence that now can be seen, like with the stuff they're trying to do at my house. Like they keep trying to take me through like all the trials and everything that's on there. So somebody got bit or something. So the abducted child, Ashley McGee, that was with us, she was attacked by a dog, but I don't think the dog bit her. I think the dog was trying to bite the person that was close to Ashley. So I think Brandon was trying to cover up his crime. So he was like, no, I'm going to make her into Ashley and then I'll make Ashley into her. And it's like, that's not something that we need to do. You don't need to move the devices like that because this is for television. It's not for you. It's like actually for NASA because it'll be like it will simulate the environment that it recorded. So when it simulates the environment that's recorded, then it'll just go through the same steps, right? So Ashley was always she got attacked twice by dogs because somebody was there, but we couldn't visibly see the person. So since Ashley's family, she's Russian. If her family is from Russia, it'll be different people that she probably can't see either, just like me because I'm from Canada. Carla is probably the most visible because she's from the United States and her family is here in the United States. So when the dogs attack in this situation, they are attacking the person that they cannot see. So then it'll be like the dog might have attacked Ashley, but it could have been that the person was trying to molest her or touch her or hold her in some type of way. And that's what it is. So it's like that's what it really is. Like I'm like, she needs to be helped because the person will try to be with her like all the time. So murder. It's an unlawful homicide that requires malice of forethought. Murder is considered more reprehensible than manslaughter and carries harsher penalties. Right, because the person is basically planning and right there with you and all these different things. And in these cases, it was like they just kept hearing names and wanted to know if they were our family or if they knew us. So that's why they killed these people. Like this is a lot of people that died for nothing, and it's like that's what it was. So by the time they got to Bill, they stopped. And it's like, thank you, God. Because Bill Cosby is like, you don't need to kill him. I'm talking about you have made people's lives a living hell. Manslaughter, an unlawful homicide that involves provocation, negligence, or recklessness. Manslaughter sentences are usually less severe than second degree murder. So some people might say that this could be manslaughter, like Sadie's death is manslaughter because I think they were just being reckless. It wasn't something that they purposely tried to do, but they should have went to jail. Justifiable homicide. A killing that is not considered criminal, such as killing in self-defense or to prevent a serious crime. Excusable homicide, a killing that is considered excusable, such as killing in self defense. Factors affecting punishment in the intent of the killer, the dangerousness of the killer's conduct, and the circumstances of the act. Examples of homicide offenses: felony murder, vehicular homicide, voluntary manslaughter, and involuntary manslaughter. So I don't know how much of this show I got into. I don't want it to be more than 30 minutes. So those are the situations. And I think that in the next video, I'll just get to the abuse because this is a very long video. So it's like I just want you guys to like see how these charges are like very important. What else was I thinking about when I was just doing this? Stalking. Let's look at stalking before I go. I could just add that into this 5 minutes. Okay, so the offense of stalking in the first degree is a Class E felony unless the defendant has previously been proven guilty of a violation of this section or section 565227 or any offense committed in another jurisdiction which if committed in this state will be chargeable or indictable as a violation of any defense. Y'all, they actually stalk me continuously with a device because they want to hear the conversations or they want to tape themselves doing something so they can bother other people. So that's the actual issue or whatever that you could have with this whole stalking situation. What is considered legal stalking? I don't think it is generally defined as the intentional repeated following of a person for the purpose of harassing the person with express or implied threats of violence, even if the stalker claims romantic or equivalent they said it's considered legal. A romantic or equivalent interest that generally considered sufficient harassment to invoke the protection of the law. I don't think this is so. They got 4 categories of stalking. I think that person answered the question wrong. But anyway, let's look at these 4 categories of stalking: surveillance, life invasion. That's what I have. Intimidation and interference through sabotage or attack. And that's what they keep doing. Like messing with the bills, making me lose my job, all those different things. Okay, and that's it for today's show. Like it's well, this is it for this part of the show. I'm still recording, y'all. I just have to get to abuse. I'm gonna take a break. So then I'll get to like just naming the abuse like as much as I can. I try not to write it down because it'll be like I try to look at the notes while I'm going and I don't. So if I don't write it down, if I don't say it all, I'll just do a recap. But there we go. Okay, anyway, have a great day. See you next video.